Hello, good morning. How are we doing? How are you? How are you? Where are you watching me from? What's happening? It's very sunny today, very sunny. Um, where are you watching me from? Such an amazing Thursday. This is the day that the Lord has made. Every day for me is an opportunity to appreciate the Lord. It's an opportunity for me to be grateful to what God has done in my life, an opportunity for me to express the reason for existence, my reason for being, and that is, to just contribute one or two words that can, activate your soul, help you to deal with certain things that you may be struggling with. And so today we continue with the power of mentorship. As you all know, we are concluding the month of November. And next week, I was surprised. Actually, only yesterday did I actually know that next week is December. My mind was just somewhere else. It was like we still have another 1 week before we get into December. But here we are. On Monday, it is December. And so I think most of us are agitated. I don't know what is going on. I don't know what you set as goals in this year, 2025, at the beginning of the year. But I would like to highlight a few things like what causes a lot of people to give up on the way. Also, what causes you not to accomplish some of the things that you said you needed to accomplish. So the year is about to start, 2026. I don't know how many of you have had time with your mentor this last quarter of the year. How many of you, please just indicate in the chart if you have had a time. Have you met your mentor this year? Like being deliberate to have a conversation that has to do with the goals that you set for this year to accomplish. How many of you have had time to talk to your mentor about how you have been faring 2025? And also, how many times were you deliberate to meet up with your mentor, to go through your goals, to check out what is going on, the things that you are doing and not doing? That is mistake number one. Okay, mistake number one that we all make is that we set beautiful goals at the beginning of the year and we do not have an accountability partner. We do not actually show up before a mentor to help us navigate our way. Okay, you said you wanted to go back to school. Okay, you wanted to do school. That is what probably you said when you were starting the year. Have you gone to school? The question is, have you gone to school? If you haven't gone to school, what is causing you not to go to school? You need to interrogate different reasons. When you have been given instructions by your mentor, if at all you even had time to sit with your mentor, did you actually act on those instructions? So many of us, we cry foul when the year is ending because we feel unfulfilled because so many things haven't happened in the way we planned them to happen. But that is the number one reason. You haven't been before your mentor. You are not having like well calculated, focused goals that you've got to look through in your journey. So I want to challenge you. One of the things you need to state on your goals for 2026, because for us, we are already doing goals for 2026. If you haven't yet, you are late. You need to start by next week. You need to start, drawing the goals, the things that you want to achieve in 2026. You are not going to start writing that in January. That will be too late. Okay, so the first thing is you will need to put it as a goal. How frequent will you meet up with your mentor? Is it 4 times in a year? Is it every after 1 month? How are you going to plan that? Put it as one of the goals, because that is going to help you to fulfill a lot of things, because you will have somebody to report to about what you didn't do, about what you did, the things that you said you are going to fulfill. The second mistake that we usually make, that causes us not to fulfill our goals, it is lack of consistency. I remember when we started the year, we used to be 30, 40 of us on the physical fitness group, physical fitness Zoom. We have physical fitness Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 6 a.m. If you don't make it, we had to create the evening. And we had a good group. Came February, we still were about 20 something. March, yeah. Like right now, if I tell you the number, you will collapse. It's under 10. Under 10. 5 people have been consistent. They stated the goals, a healthy lifestyle. I want to fulfill a healthy lifestyle this year. And one of the things that I'm going to do is to attend the physical fitness. And you only attended in February. Afterwards, you started getting busy. And your getting busy has made you not to be consistent. I want you to know something. Consistency will only happen when you attach either pain or pleasure to whatever it is that you're doing. For example, what is it that you wanted to fulfill? The very example of physical fitness. Is it for you to lose weight? Is it for you to fit in that beautiful dress? Is it for you not to gain 3 extra kilos? What is it that was motivating you? If you do not add something to anchor that particular goal that you have set, you are going to stop being, consistent, or you won't be consistent in that thing, because it has no attachment. It has no emotional attachment. You want to succeed in 2026. You have set those goals. There is a way in which you've got to attach either pain or pleasure. Pain, the lack of doing that, how will it make you feel? How will you feel if you do not do that particular thing? The pleasure, how will you feel when you do that? That joy, anchor it so that each and every day, when you are doing that particular issue or you are attending to that particular thing, you actually can gather that joy of the end result. Consistency. Most people are not consistent in what they feel they want to do. And then afterwards, they blame everybody. They blame, apart from themselves. Oh, it was because of this, it was because of the other, so on and so forth. That is another thing that causes most of the people not to fulfill their goals. The third reason why most people do not fulfill their goals, they have set those goals, they started very well, and then year ends, we are in December, they haven't fulfilled those goals. Most of the reason is you've set, you begin to do several things. Okay, you become like a spider. When you are a spider, in the things that you're doing, you are not going to accumulate the necessary energy and time to fulfill that particular thing. How many things are you doing? Okay, you cannot be a spider and calculate or fulfill that one particular thing, because that particular thing needs your energy. That particular thing needs your focus. Okay, so you cannot have several things that you're doing that at the end of the day you do not have anything that has been fulfilled, because you are too scattered. Scatteredness, doing this, stopping, doing the other, stopping, doing this other thing, stopping, and this and this and that. you cannot fulfill that particular goal because you haven't concentrated, you haven't focused, because that particular thing needs your focus. You need to focus on it. You need to ensure that you fulfill with every energy, every ounce of energy that you have set. So the issue of doing too many things will make you not to fulfill that particular thing, because this will accumulate time. This would accumulate time. So in the order of priority, okay, in the order of priority, which thing is more, important amongst the 3 or 4 things that you want to do in that particular day or in that particular week? When you find that this is very important, you begin to work according to the importance of that particular thing. You will find that the fulfillment of your goals will actually help you to enhance even different strategies of how you can fulfill that particular thing. The 4th thing that causes most people not to fulfill their goals has been because of lack of evaluation. Okay? When you've taken so many steps, you are doing that particular thing. How often do you evaluate to see how you're doing? Is the speed okay? What is it that you are doing this particular time? Dr. Joyce is teaching us on the GPS. And I think the way she's brought up the most of the conversations around goal setting and the type of speed or the type of transport that you're using to fulfill this particular thing. Because some of us, we can actually be very, very slow. Okay, we can be very, very slow in doing that thing when actually we are running against time. So we need to ensure that we evaluate, and sometimes you may have to reroute. Sometimes you may have to change the strategy that you are using to fulfill that particular thing, because this thing that you are using, or this mode of thing that you're using, is not going to help you to fulfill as we are reaching in the month of December, because you've seen that this particular way of doing things is not being helpful. It is not being helpful. But I would like to get back a little bit and get to emphasize the issue of mentorship. So mentorship has got a journey, okay? Mentorship has got a journey that you've got to tailor with your mentor, okay? These are things that we are going to do. These are things that we are going to fulfill this particular year. Now, other things that I have also observed in the area of drawing those lines in the way you are going to be heading to is the proximity. So the issue of you reporting before your mentor is different with this particular issue of proximity. Okay, so you can report before your mentor the things that you're doing, but sometimes to add on to the reporting and reevaluating the goals that you have set, the other thing that I have seen that works is the proximity. In other words, where you are around your mentor, seeing what they are doing, gathering energy from their energy, being around people that are going a similar direction. The issue of the proximity has to do with you gaining some energy when you are actually dropping in energy. Okay, that is why finding yourself around your mentor will help you to find yourself around certain people that may be going a similar direction. So that proximity to people who are carrying particular energy that you also need will help to encourage you, because you are speaking the same language. The room is filled with positivity, because when you go home, maybe this is not there, finances are low, this is not happening. But when you find yourself on a Zoom session, you find yourself on a lunch date, you find yourself on something that will help you, to add value to this particular thing that you ought to do, you will be encouraged, because your neural net gets encouraged by what you see, what you hear. There is a triggering that takes place, and you find that your neural net begins to have that sensitivity to pour energy to this thing that you are focusing on. So when you are feeling discouraged, find yourself that proximity, be around your mentor, be around people with like-minded, so they can push you, encourage you, cheer you on as you're doing the things that you're doing. But also sometimes when you are found with people that are going a similar direction, you will get encouraged when you listen to what they are sharing. Okay, what maybe the challenges they are having, you will be encouraged. Okay, so in the past weeks, months, I'm finding myself around people who love farming. Okay, because I want to dedicate most of my time this particular season and the very first part of the year, really put into farming. So I've deliberately, created that environment with like-minded people who are growing different types of produces. Okay, tomatoes, peppers, what's this, impwa, eggplant, so on and so forth. Because I have been finding myself around them, the encouragement for me to fulfill my farming goal and what I want to achieve, somehow there's increase, there's addition to me wanting to do even more. So the farm that we bought, recently, has got a borehole. And year has gone, the last year went on, I didn't even bother. I was like, I don't have money. Okay, but because of how I'm finding myself around people that love farming, you know what has happened? I think it must have been Monday or Tuesday. The borehole has been now, cleaned. We are setting up to put up the pump and the tank. Let me tell you, is there money? No. But let me tell you something. As I have been focusing on that goal, the proximity with people who are doing similar things, somehow a little thousand that has come is being directed to this particular thing, because I am focusing to fulfill this particular goal. I am found around people who are talking farming. And one of the things, if I've got to achieve something at that farm, I need the irrigation system. I cannot depend on the rains. So because of that, the money, somehow the money that is coming is having a language of being put into farming. When I'm passing, I go to a place, I'm buying seeds. Then I'm buying seedlings. I'm finding myself, just my mind is navigating through the way of looking at different types of produces that I'll need to grow this particular season. So that is the beauty of finding yourself around people that are having the same language, because you will be encouraged, and you will find that when you start having that money, it will guide you. The money will find itself navigating through, not buying pizza, not buying Nando's, but wanting to buy, a packet of seeds that you will be planting. Are you feeling me? If you are with me in the chat, please just go ahead and say yes, yes. Because this year, in the way we are going to conclude, I think I would like to encourage you and to urge you to have a one-on-one with your mentor. Have a one-on-one and go through your struggles, go through what didn't work, and how this time, how best. Set the goals. I already have, I think, about 8 goals that I want to fulfill. Even some of them, actually, they have to be fulfilled by January into February. Okay. So I have already set things I want to do in 2026. I'm waiting for January. This is the right time to set the things that you want to actually achieve in 2026. So that issue of proximity. So I think I've given you enough of the few things that cause you not to fulfill your goals. So what actively are you going to start doing as you are concluding? So we have almost 30 days. Yeah, let me not count the December 25th and getting into 28th, 29th, because most of the people would have packed. Let me